signing documents, things that deprive me not only of my civil and constitutional rights to a jury trial, but also deprive me of my full settlement amount that I should have been receiving. But nevertheless, I still want to bring forth, and even on the Joseph B. Brown situation that you all have seen earlier concerning the hang noose situation here. See, General Mills do not want the public or the media to know that there's still a lot of racism that is going on down there. And this racist employee who literally took that hang noose rope, put a noose in it and threw it over a steel beam and called a black man to it. He is still employed down there. And General Mills only called it an isolated incident. The regular and the main truth of what is happening is that General Mills is trying to cover up a lot of the discrimination and a lot of the racist stuff that is still going on undercover. And you heard the testimony of Joseph B. Brown yourself of what he had testified, not only in his incident concerning the racism that he had experienced, but also what other blacks are still experiencing down there in this cause of matter, in his case and cause of action that is going on down here with General Mills, here in the Kansas City area, down here in the North Bottoms. See, the cause of my action in my case that I've been continue to fighting up against General Mills shows that the racism been going on. The latest here that happened back here in 2007 with the hang noose with the Joseph B. Brown case shows that the racism is still going on. And this recently, as was stated out, that General Mills, they still have a zero no tolerance policy concerning such, but yet they're refusing to honor that by terminating this fella, by just saying, well, hey, you know, just one of those isolated incidents to try to play it down. No, it was a hate crime act. But yet General Mills is refusing to take any action, and even the union, instead of the union coming down and investigating the matter and looking at the issue, what should have been dealt with, they come down looking at him because the racist employees stated that the young man who was discriminated against, which was Joseph B. Brown, and I can say that because he had already obviously went local news with it and identify who he is. He also stated that there were certain individuals alleging that he was in the locker room vanishing a knife wanting to kill the whiteys. And of course this allegation against him came after he had made his statements and complaint against General Mills or this racist employee with a hang noose rope and refusing to have any action taken up against him prior to this only 3 days, and you know, a pep talk about diversity. That young man worked it down there at the plant for over 20 years, this racist employee for over 20 years, and he already had in his file, two things concerning, if not more, concerning black and white issues of racial discrimination and complaints against him. And when that was brought to the company's attention, well, the company alleged, well, only thing that's in his file is that he missed 1 day of work, and that was it. Well, they all know better than that. And back to, as I was saying, concerning my issues and things concerning with General Mills and the prejudice, they alleged that they fired me for poor job performance, and no, that's not true. And the truth of the matter of it is, a person don't have to work there for over 20 years to find out if he can be able to do his job or not. And this is still an ongoing battle, and there's still evidence of things that I still want to bring forth and show, you know, about the racial discrimination that is still going on here at General Mills. And you heard the testimony of yourself, and you can, you know, just be the judge of your own self on the matter of what I'm saying here, and just by looking at the evidence. Again, I want to bring to the American peoples concerning the evidence that I want to bring forth that even General Mills had been boycotted in 2003 because of the racism that had been going on back there. And back in that time, these was a lot of the witnesses who wanted to talk to my former attorney, which General Mills had gotten my attorney not to talk to them and deceive me into signing other documents and things, which I still want to bring forth to the American peoples about a lot of the racism and stuff that they had covered up and hid. Here I'm holding a letter that my former attorney had written to me concerning peoples who had worked it with me at the time, who was aware of the racism that I've been discriminated against, but yet management was aware of it and not doing anything about it. I want to just briefly read what my former attorney had written me, and this letter was written